Let me ask you something. If you were earning $200,000 a year, would you feel rich? Most people would say yes. But here's the strange reality. There are thousands of families in America earning $200K who still feel broke. They're stressed, they're stretched, and they're one unexpected expense away from panic. So what's going on? How can someone making $200,000 still feel like they're barely getting by? The answer is not what you think. For decades, $200K was considered elite, top-tier income, financial success, the kind of money that meant security, freedom, even luxury. But today, that same number doesn't feel the same. In fact, in many parts of America, it feels average, and sometimes even insufficient. So what changed? Did people suddenly become bad with money, or is something deeper happening behind the scenes? At first glance, $200,000 sounds like a lot, and technically it is. It puts you well above the median household income in the US. But here's the problem. You don't spend your gross income. You spend what's left after everything else takes its cut. And that's where things start to shift. Let's break it down. If you earn $200,000 in the US, you're not taking home $200,000. After federal taxes, state taxes, Social Security, Medicare, your actual take-home might drop to around $130,000 to $140,000, and that's before you've spent a single dollar. Just like that, a huge portion is gone. Now let's talk about where the rest goes. Start with housing. In many cities, a decent home can cost $700,000, even $1 million. That means monthly mortgage payments of $3,000 to $5,000 or more. But here's the most important part. They had a backup plan. If something went wrong, the second adult could start working. That second income was not a necessity. It was a safety net. Now fast forward to today. Things look very different. Today, in most American households, both partners work, not as a backup, but as a requirement. And here's where the problem begins. Because costs didn't just rise, they exploded. Housing prices doubled. Healthcare costs increased by hundreds of %. Childcare became one of the biggest expenses. Education costs skyrocketed. And slowly, that second income got absorbed. Let's break this down. Imagine a couple earning $120,000 combined. Sounds great, right? Now let's look closer. One partner earns $70,000. The other earns $50,000. That second income looks like a huge boost, but here's what actually happens. First, taxes. That $50,000 quickly drops to around $32,000 take-home. Then, childcare. That can easily cost $12,000 to $15,000 per year. Now you're left with around $17,000. Then, commuting costs. Gas, insurance, maintenance, another $5,000 to $6,000 gone. Now you're down to around $11,000. And then, convenience spending. Takeout food, delivery apps, paid services, because when both people are working full-time, time becomes expensive. That can easily cost another $5,000 to $7,000 per year. And suddenly, that $50,000 income adds maybe $4,000 to $6,000 in real value. That's it. There's very little margin left. Here's where it gets scary. When something unexpected happens, job loss, medical emergency, economic slowdown, there's no cushion because everything depends on maintaining that high income. And if that income stops, the entire system breaks. So what's the real issue? It's not that $200K isn't enough. It's that expenses have expanded to consume it. Income increased, but so did expectations, so did lifestyle, so did financial commitments. The people who actually feel rich at $200K don't live like they make $200K. They control their expenses. They avoid unnecessary upgrades. They build financial margin. And most importantly, they don't let their lifestyle depend on their full income. A large percentage of Americans cannot handle even a $500 emergency expense, and many of them are not low income. They are middle class, dual income households, earning good salaries, but living at their limit because every dollar they earn is already spent. Use it. Instead of building your life around two incomes, build it around one. This is what I call the one income foundation. Your essential expenses, housing, food, transportation, insurance, should ideally be covered by one income. That way, the second income becomes optional, not required, and that changes everything.